Hey everyone! Today we're learning the most essential Linux commands that work on any distribution. Talk of Ubuntu, CentOS, the Kali Linux, and more. These are commands you use every day as a Linux user. So let's get started. The first things first, you have to update your system. I have this folder that I created for this tutorial, and let me open it in terminal. So this is my Linux terminal over here. Let me increase the size of my terminal better for a bigger font so that we'll know exactly what is happening per time. Okay, so this is my Linux terminal. So this is what we are going to be working with. So okay, now the first thing I advise that you do is that you update the package references. Then you update the version that you have. Okay, you have to do this for to get latest security patches and software as well. So to update the references on your device, you can do sudo apt update. Okay, sudo apt update. So since you are using the sudo user, which is the root user, you have to pass in the password of your particular user. So okay, very good. So now the next thing we want to do is to update the is to upgrade the version. So you can do sudo upgrade, then you pass the y flag so that okay, it should be sudo apt upgrade. Sorry, sudo apt upgrade. Then you pass the Y flag. So the Y flag is optional, but you might be getting something like, do you want to continue something something? So it might require that you enter an N for no, Y for yes. So if you pass the Y flag, it will automatically enter the Y for yes for you. So you won't have to enter that manually. So just enter. Okay, on your end, if you are doing this for the first time, you might have to actually go to the internet and upgrade all the versions for you. But on my end, I think mine is up to date, so it will just give me a pass for that. If you are on CentOS or RHEL, you should do sudo yum update. Then you can also pass the Y flag. But I'm on Ubuntu, so sudo apt upgrade it works for me. So now to the first set of commands that we're going to be treating, we have the system information commands. These commands, they will give you more information about your system, okay? So the first one that we are going to be treating is uname. Uname. It will be giving you the name of the system, which is Linux, okay? Which is Linux. Then you can pass the A flag to get more detailed system information. Uname, you pass the A flag. You pass the A flag. So you can see more information about the system. Let me see if I can increase this more so I can get more room for my screen. Okay, so that will be it. Then we have who am I. Who am I will give you the username of the current user that is logged into the system. So you can see this is the current user, Halogenius. So moving forward to navigating the file system. Okay, so for you to get the current directory where you are at the moment, you can do pwd. It will give you the current directory that you are working on. Okay, you can say the current directory that you're working on. So that is what pwd will give you. Then you have ls. Ls is going to list out all the files that you have in the current directory. But let me just take you forward a bit, then I'll bring you back. If you want to create an empty file, you can do touch. Then the name of the file, you can say empty file.txt, just a demo file. Now, immediately I press enter, you see a new file have been created. Okay, an empty file. That is to tell you that this command actually works. So for now it is empty, but I'll leave it like that for now. So if I run the ls once more, you see now I'm having empty file. Okay, if I want to get more information about the files that I have in the current directory, I'll pass the l flag. Ls, pass the L flag, and you can see I have the permission, I have the user, the app owner, the time that the file was created, and you can see the file name as well. So everything works fine. Everything works fine. So if I want to get the hidden files in this particular directory, I'll pass the A flag. You can see there are no hidden files at the moment. So let's just move on. If you want to create a directory, you can use the mkdir command. For example, mkdir, no, it should be mkdir. Then you can be having, you enter the file name, for example, demo folder. Okay, if I come here now, you just take a good look at this place. Now let me press enter. You see a new folder was created. A new folder was created. So this is how you create an empty folder. mkdir, then the name of the folder. Now you can navigate into this particular folder, or you can navigate through folders. Just cd, then the name of the folder you want to navigate into. Let me say demo folder, for example. So ls, you see the folder is empty. If I want to navigate to the parent folder, cd, then two periods, and it takes you back to the parent folder. If you want to go to the home directory, you can cd, then you bring in this symbol. It will take you to the home directory, but I don't want to do that. If you want to go to the root directory, cd, then slash takes you to the root directory. I don't want to do that either, so I'll just leave that one out. But for now, you can just do that on your end. So the next set of commands that we're going to be treating are commands that have to do with working with files. Okay, working with files. So initially, if you remember vividly, I used the touch command to create an empty file somewhere here. Okay, you can see the touch command. I used it to create an empty file. So now I'm going to be using touch to create an empty file. I can do something like file.txt once more. If I do ls, you see I'm having demo folder, empty file, then file.txt. If you come here now, you can see file.txt. So that works fine. Now, I'm going to be showing you how to use the echo command. The echo command can be used to write files to the terminal, to write content to the terminal. You can use it to output something to the terminal. You can also write to an empty file or an existing file. You can write in overwrite mode or in append mode. I'll show you how to do these things. So if I do something like echo welcome to Linux, okay, you see, welcome to Linux is what I'm getting. Now, this welcome to Linux, what if I want to write it into a file? I can do something like echo welcome to Linux, then I'll write it in overwrite mode. I'm using this arrow right. If I'm using only one, the system will assume I want to overwrite everything in the file. Okay, but if I'm using double, then the system will assume I want to preserve what I have in the file, then I will append welcome to Linux to it. At this moment, the file is empty, so there's no way to verify. So let me just echo in overwrite mode for now. It's an empty file anyway, so file.txt ls. You see, I'm having file.txt. Now, if you want to check the content of a text file, you can use cat, then the name of the file. So you see, this cat command is what I'm using to check the content of file.txt. You can see that at the moment I have welcome to Linux. That is what I have in file.txt. Okay, so let me echo another thing into that same file.txt. So I can have echo over written content, then to file.txt again. So ls, I'm still having my file.txt. Now let me use the cat command to check the contents. You see, now initially I was having welcome to Linux, but now I'm having overwritten contents. I doubt if this is correct. It should be tten, I think, but just pardon me for now. So that is how you can that is how you can echo in overwrite mode. Now, how can you echo in append mode? Like I said, all you have to do is just to use two of these arrow rights, and let's quickly demonstrate it, then we'll move on. Echo, this is line 2. Okay, so now I'm using two arrow rights, then I will echo it into the same file.txt. ls, then cat file.txt. You see, I'm having overwritten content. Now I'm having this line 2. Okay, So that is it basically, and I've shown you how you can use the cat command to inspect the content of a text file. So that is that about that. Now let's move forward to file management commands. Okay, file management commands. The first one we are going to be checking out is the cp command. The cp command can be used to copy a file or to copy a folder. Okay, ls we have a folder, demo folder, then we have empty file, then we have file.txt. So let me copy this file.txt. Okay, I will copy it, then we will inspect the content of file.txt and the target file that we copied it into, that we duplicated it into. So you bring in the cp command, you do file.txt, which is the name of the file you want to duplicate. Then you are going to be doing the name of the target file, for example backup.txt. Okay, let me come here just so that you'll be inspecting what we have here, backup.txt. And if you check the content of file.txt and backup.txt, you will see that both of them, they have the same content. Cat file.txt, you see I'm having overwritten content. This is line 2, then cat backup.txt. You see both of them, they have exactly the same content. Okay, the content is preserved. Now how can you duplicate a folder? Now let me come to demo folder. Let me just create an empty file, touch empty.txt. Okay, so cd back to the parent folder. Another thing I could have done is touch demo folder, then I can do something like another.txt. So from this parent folder, I can just use touch to create another file, an empty file in demo folder. If I do ls demo folder, you will see that I'm having two files now. So this is one other thing you can do. So now that I have this particular folder, demo folder, now let me duplicate this demo folder. So I can come here and do cp, to do cp, then demo folder, then I want to copy it to copy folder, but I have to pass the R flag. Okay, the R flag. So this R flag shows that it is recursive. It's a folder that you are trying to duplicate here. So ls, you see now I have copy folder and I have demo folder. If you come here, you see I have copy folder and I have demo folder, to show you that this is working just fine. And if I should ls the content of demo folder, I have another txt, empty txt, ls copy folder. You see exactly the same thing. This is to show you that the cp command works fine to copy um, folders. Now what if I want to move a file to another folder, or I want to rename a file? It is the same command that you're going to be using, but just slightly different. So if I want to rename a particular file, for example this backup.txt, let me rename it to content.txt. So I'll just say mv backup.txt, then the target file name content.txt. Okay, if I come back here, you see it is no longer backup.txt, it is now content.txt. So ls, now I'm having content.txt, cat content.txt. You see exactly what I have, what I had in backup.txt, that is what I have in content.txt. So that is it. What if I want to move a file into a particular folder? How can I do that? So let me move this content.txt into copy folder. So for me to move it, I'll be using the same mv command, then content.txt, and I want to move it into copy folder. So I'm going to specify the path, copy folder, then enter. If I do ls once more, you see I don't have content.txt anymore in this particular directory. But if I check copy folder, you see I have content.txt here. I have content.txt here. That is to show you that I was able to use this mv command to also move the file. So one other thing that you can do is to specify the actual path over here. It doesn't have to be a folder in the same directory. So just specify the path over here and you are good to go. So moving forward, if I want to delete a file or a folder, what do I do? if I want to delete a file or a folder, for me to delete a file, okay, let me delete this. Okay, let me go into copy folder. Okay, so cd copy folder ls. At the moment, I have another content and empty, all txt files. So let me delete this. Come, where are you? Copy folder. So let me open the copy folder. So come back here. You can see the three files I have. Let me remove another .txt and empty.txt. So just rm another.txt. Let me bring this so we'll be inspecting the output. Just fix your eyes over here. So if I press enter, you see I have deleted that particular file. I've deleted it, and if I should ls over here, you see another.txt is not existing anymore. And if I want to delete empty.txt, the same thing. Just rm empty.txt ls. You see I don't have any of those two anymore. So that is to tell you that that is working just fine. What if I want to delete a folder? If I want to delete a folder, so let me move to the parent folder, and this particular copy folder, let me delete it. This copy folder, I'll delete it. So rm, you pass the r flag. Okay, you pass the r flag to show that this is a recursive process. I want to delete the folder and the content of the folder. So copy folder ls. There's no copy folder anywhere anymore. Come here, you see there's no copy folder here anymore. There's no copy folder here anymore. So that is to tell you that that works fine. Some other commands that you're going to be using from time to time. For example, you can see that my terminal is quite messy. So what if I want to clear my terminal? So just clear, and everything goes away. If I want to check the current date time, I can just say dates, and you see this is the date time of this particular time where I'm recording this tutorial. So also, if you want to view the history of your the command history, you can do something like just history. You see all the history, even up to 1427, all the history is preserved. So this is how you can get the history. And if you want to exit the particular session, just exit. You see it closes the terminal automatically. So just exit, closes the terminal. So practice this daily and you'll be a Linux pro in no time. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Linux tutorials like this. We also have Linux tutorials for Android and iOS. You might want to check that out. So what commands do you use often? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.